Welcome, everybody. Ripley Sartain with Expedition Homestead. Here we are with AJ's Green Topics. We're going to pop over to his channel really quick and show you it on YouTube. This is AJ's Green Topics at AJ's Green Topics. He is the king of worms. He knows just about, I'm sure, everything we need to know about worms. AJ's got it covered. And so AJ had me on his channel. He had me on his channel, boy, it must have been 6 or 7 months ago already. And that was the first time that I had joined another YouTuber's live stream. So it was really, really cool to do that, to have that kind of conversation together was great, AJ. And I really appreciated being able to go on your channel and just share my story with your viewers and your community. And so I really want to do the same thing over here on this channel so we can bring some awareness to what you got going on, because you really do have a passion for it. I've never seen anybody crank out so many YouTube videos just all about worms, man. So super impressed. AJ, real quick, as an introductory statement, why don't you just let us know where you live, how old you are, a little bit about your family life, and then, how you got started here on YouTube as well.
First of all, thank you. Sorry about the lights. I don't know why it's flickering.
Sure.
I apologize about that.
No problem.
But I live in the Midwest. I'm in Iowa, zone 5A. 5A, I'm right. Yeah, 5A. Or it might be B. I got to double check my math or whatever the scenario.
Sure.
But I pour concrete. I drive a mixer, so I deliver concrete and build streets and do construction. I'm 53 years old. I started YouTube actively about 4 years ago. I opened up my channel with the math back in 2017. So, like I said, sorry about the math. But I've been doing worm farming for about 4 years now. And the thing that got me started with worm farming is just one day I'm trying to, I had an idea, because that's how things always start out. You have an idea and you apply it. And I'm like, how can I figure out how to dispose of garbage without sending it to the landfill? So I watched a few videos such as London's Worms and Gardens and a few other people, and that's how I got started worm farming.
So you kind of started it as you saw that a lot of stuff is getting thrown into landfills, and there's a lot of things that, are maybe put to waste in the kitchen. And now you can use this as a resource for you and your family and your gardens, as opposed to just throwing it out with the trash and probably, turns into who knows what over years and years and years. But whoa.
All right, technology rocks, man. I'm so sorry, but I'm glad we're back together.
It's never easy. It's never easy. I tell you what, even when you think you got everything set up, that's when all of the bugs come through. We've got the same problem with our sound system at church. I swear we've got little gremlins running around that place. We'll everything's perfect during practice beforehand, and then all of a sudden levels will be off and just nobody knows how to fix it. It's like somebody's back there pushing buttons and stuff.
Yeah.
I totally know how that is.
Yep, I definitely understand.
So tell us a little bit about what is your favorite part about keeping and raising worms then? How do you have such a passion for this? Because you've created so many videos, like I was just talking about earlier. I had no idea you could make so many videos about worms, and I think it just blows me away. It's incredible. What is the coolest part? What is the most fun part about keeping worms for you that maybe other people could relate with as well?
The few things that I noticed about worms is that they'll eat almost anything organic. They'll eat, like they said, don't feed them orange pills and things like that, but you can do that. Everything in moderation. They can eat leaves. And the thing I like about them the most is when you put food in the worm bin, how they poop it out and make the fertilizer.
Yeah.
And the thing that worm farmers enjoy the most, like with me, is seeing your worms multiply. If you start off with 2,000 worms, which is about 2 pounds of worms.
Yeah.
In 3 months, you can see about 4 to 5 pounds of worms. It's amazing
Oh,
how
no way.
grow, and your goal is to split your bin and keep making your population grow. But a warning that I have to give all worm farmers starting out is it's addictive. I mean, you look at everything as a worm bin. You know, you look at your food stuff as a worm bin, or a Tupperware bowl as a worm bin. So
Uh-huh.
it's really addictive. But just seeing the science of how worms can break things up, make fertilizer, and you use that on your gardens is amazing to me.
Yeah, that's so cool. So you like to see it multiply and grow and expand and like build, it's like you're building this colony.
Mhm.
I have you ever grown mealworms before?
No, my friend Dewey has.
Okay.
But in the zone that I live in, the temperature has to be a certain, at a certain temperature, and it's hard to raise them.
Yep.
So if they're not in a temperature controlled environment, you won't have a successful
Sure.
environment for your
Yep.
mealworms.
For a hot second there, so I had a lot of big aquariums where I had like Oscar fish in there, and then I had a couple of bearded dragons as well.
Oh,
I must have been, I think I was 14 when I started, 14 or 15, and I was huge into aquariums and lizards and reptiles. I still am to this day, so I'm waiting for my kids to get a little bit older so they can get into it, so I can start spending some money on it, have an excuse that way. But food, the food and mealworms were expensive. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out and start growing my own mealworms. So I just bought the live mealworms from PetSmart. I fed them oatmeal, carrots, potatoes, some of those more like root crops that I would give them all those cuttings, sometimes lettuce, but lettuce I found dries up a lot with them. But the coolest part that I found was the same thing that you're saying. It was like addictive to see that colony to grow and expand, and then the different life cycles of those too, because the worms, they start off as this weird larva that almost looks like it's straight out of the movie Aliens. It really does. Like they've got this weird shield over their head and everything. And over time they morph into then the beetles, and then beetles make the eggs, and then larva again, and just to see the different cycles. As what I would do is rotate them throughout 3 different stages. So I would try and get all the beetles, keep them in one spot for a while, move them down to the next tray, keep moving them down. And every time I would go through a selection, over time you would have that tray just completely filled with mealworms. So it was a endless supply of free food for my fish and my bearded dragon. So I thought that was a really cool. So the same thing you get out of worm farming. So if anybody hasn't started a worm farm or really wants to, obviously, first off, check out AJ's channel. He's got a ton of videos out on there. And also just give it a go, because it really isn't going to take a whole lot. And like AJ was saying, it's really cool that we could take these things that would have normally been thrown away, discarded, and we can turn it into a much more valuable resource in the terms of fertilizer and compost. Now, AJ, do you have plans on growing this to a point where you're making some income? Do you make income off of it right now? What does that side of this look like for you? Or is it strictly a passion thing for you? What do you plan on building in the future through your worms and through these different topics that you like to cover on your channel?
I have a passion, and lately I've been looking at videos on how to start a business, and I want to start off small scale.
Yep.
So what I do, how I make income is I'm an affiliate with certain worm farmers, and I direct traffic to them, and I make a little commission off of it.
Cool.
But if I sold worms, it's kind of hard because you have to market it, and where I live, it's do you have to get like your LLC and all that stuff? So I'm still in the process of learning. But if I can make a couple extra dollars on the side, I would love to do that. So like I says, it's in the works. God will open doors, and if you listen and walk to that door, you won't go wrong. So I'm just taking it step by step right now and see where this journey is going to end or lead me to.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love what you pointed on there with, taking the right steps and trusting and having faith in God. Something that I was reading on the other day that really clicked with me was, if we put ourselves in, it's essentially we're putting ourselves in the life that God has created for us just by everyday actions, right? And by the motivations that drive us, making sure that the right things drive us and the right choices are being made on a daily basis. And God is going to form this incredible life and success around us just by doing that, because each and every person has their own way. They have their own path through God. And by connecting to that, by connecting to our passions, that's, I think, how we really turn something from, just a little hobby to something that could really make a difference in this world, is because people can recognize that there's a passion behind that. They can recognize that this person is speaking from their heart, right? When strictly finances or strictly monetary value is what's on our minds, you can read that in a person. It's like if a salesperson walks up to your door and he's got that on his mind, you can tell, he's a snake oil salesman. You can tell that this person's not somebody that you want to trust, not somebody that you want to do business with.
That's right.
And so by leading, a Christ-led life and focusing on those things, ultimately it goes to show, and each and every day, and the things that all the different people that we interact with, people can tell, man, they can tell for sure. And that was something that we connected with on our live stream the first time around, was the fact that, living this faith-based lifestyle is something that I strongly encourage people to look into if they haven't already done so. I'm not out there saying that you need to change now, you need to do this, but it's through my actions and through my expressions that people realize something is different. So yeah, leading a life following God is going to be huge in your business and huge with your success. So, I pray for blessings in that and in those motives. It's really great to hear that.
Thank you.
Starting off your YouTube channel, what kind of things do you use for marketing? Is there anything that I can help out with? Any way that I can help you grow? What are some questions that you might have with growing on YouTube and growing your channel? Because I've been doing this for about 7.5 years. I don't have a massive channel or anything, but I have learned a lot about being able to build and market and make some sales, convert some clicks into sales. Right now we're making, I don't know, $150 a month on Amazon Associates. And then we've got a couple of other revenue streams set up there where, we put our links out there, get people to click on them and everything. And so it's ultimately our goal is to stop trading our time for money. Our goal is to set up systems that are going to be working for you and working for me 24/7.
That's right.
And have you done anything like that? What are some snags that you've found that you're running into? Is there what can I help you out with? What can we go through with the viewer right now to maybe hit off on that topic, how we can grow your channel?
Let's got to figure out how to. The main thing is just got to keep doing, making videos and being better, and trying to entertain people. And a lot of times, people put something on a community tab. What's more important, views or subscribers? And for me, you want both, but I like views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't go out and beg for subscribers. If you like me, subscribe. If you don't, that's okay with me. But when you first start off, you try to get your 100 subscribers and you try to cheat the system. But anymore, I just upload videos, and next thing I know, someone YouTube recommended my feed, and my channel's growing. My goal right now is to get to 3,000. I'm at, I think at, let's see, 2952 or something like that. So I'm almost at 3,000. So that's going to be a huge milestone. And then once I get to 3,000, then my next milestone is going to be 5,000 and then 10,000. But I had a situation recently, you know, when you start uploading videos and you have your email out there, people say that they want to touch base with you and help your channel grow. And I had an email because I hate spams, and you know what I mean, it's like, don't waste anyone's time. But I got an email, and you get to the point where you're kind of rude because you get so used to people scamming you. I'm like, okay, if you're real, send it to me. And someone just sent me something through the mail, so I'm about to do a review on their product. So not all emails are scams, but always use caution. You know what I mean? And this gets like frustrating. We're just average people, you know. We're not celebrities. We're just people that just do this as a hobby, maybe, you know, full time if you're there. But it's just something we enjoy to do. And like I said, what I do, I like to connect with people. You know what I mean? I'll tell you everything I know, and if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know the answer, like you. Mm-hmm. So what made you get to you're at 53,000 subscribers, give or take?
Just about 63.
63? So how did you, how did you get so successful? So, you know what I mean, within that time frame, what did you do? What were your tips?
Sure. So starting off with what you're saying, consistency is huge. Consistency and having passion in every single video and all of the topics that you share. You know, don't worry about having a well curated professional video with intros, with, you know, clip art all over the place. Like that does not work in today's sort of viewership. It just doesn't work. So being real with people over time is going to ultimately, even though it might be slower at first, being real with people and connecting with one another is going to be your number one way to really truly build a base of people that are behind you and support you. Because otherwise, if I've found that I had great success with all of my how-to videos, all of these videos where people are going to come and click on because it's evergreen content. It's something that they're going to be searching for all the time, no matter what. But then I realized, like, yes, I'm getting viewership. I'm getting a lot of views. I'm getting subscribers. I'm growing at a decent rate. It's not extremely, extremely fast, but a good rate. Very happy. I feel blessed. But then I realized there's something bigger here. There's something more to it. There's got to be something more to this story. And I've been trying to reach out to people in the community, local groups and everything, to get more and more people on the channel to share their stories as well, so we can share stories. But I've found that overall, you know, this last year, I've been trying to put out more and more content that's just real. That's just me. You know, it's not these clipped up sections. I do obviously try and make sure that I convey a message with each and every video very concisely, but I don't write it out. I just go and speak what's on my mind. And, you know, sometimes that can be hard to do and hard to say, like, I'm just going to go out and see what happens. But ultimately, when we do that, we're going to have better results in the long term, because like I said, these people aren't here then just for a quick consumption of knowledge. You know, they're here for you. And that's really what we're trying to attract the most with viewership. Real quick, let's hop over. I'll show you a couple of different things that we have done to kind of grow some success over on our channel. If we go over to videos recently, you can see that all of these thumbnails that we've got, our thumbnails and titles are going to be obviously the first thing that people see. So emphasizing right here, so thinning, we're emphasizing that word. We're including it in the thumbnail as well. Okay. See over here, we're emphasizing elderberry, protect your berries. So by saying protect your berries, that's giving a sense of urgency. You know, it triggers an emotion. We're trying to trigger a little bit of emotion in people so they can click it, because we're competing with thousands of other videos. There's I'm sure probably millions of hours of content uploaded to YouTube every single year. And so we're competing in all these different categories. We're competing with the message. We're competing with the look. and we're competing with the ability to get somebody to click on that. And something else we've also integrated a lot in this channel is we try and stick with kind of the same type of look. So they've all got me right there in the corner, usually on the right side of the screen. And then we try and have the same sort of color schemes lately too. And so we've had really good results with them this year, where if we go back to, let me just scroll way down. If we go back to like my older videos, see right here, I had a certain period where I had a different color scheme.
Okay.
I still did try and emphasize different words in there to get some clicks, and that did well. But if we go way back, right here, so this, for instance, that's different than this one and this one and this one and this one and this one. Every single one has different text to it. Some of them don't even have text at all.
Yeah.
There isn't really a common theme to my channel at this point. And, you know, yeah, these videos have a lot of views because they're like 3 years old, 4 years old, and it's on this, again, evergreen content type of stuff, but there wasn't really a common theme for it. So there's not going to be as much of a sense as a community or as a sense of organization when doing that. So if you've got some followers that are dedicated and they really love to see your stuff, every time they see your thumbnail, when they look like this, every time they see your face over there, every time they see that text, ultimately it's going to click in their head, and they're going to recognize it. Their eyes are going to be drawn to it a lot more quickly than scrolling through and seeing all these different random things pop up. So establishing a theme like that is very, very critical, because it's just going to be instinctual for them. It's going to click. They're going to click on your videos because of that. Your click rates are going to increase by establishing something like that in the channel. And then finding out, you know, I would say different things, like if you could create videos on, besides the worm bin, so stuff you're doing, more stuff you're doing afterwards, things you can use the compost for, how you know, maybe comparing results of those compost. I would say get rid of this green background here. Don't do that. I don't know what your click-through rates are, but stay away from that stuff.
Okay.
Include more videos. What sort of editing program do you use on your thumbnails?
It's just my phone. I have an app on my phone. I don't use my computer yet.
Yep.
I just do everything on my phone as of right now.
Okay, there's a couple of different apps that you could use too that maybe gets a little bit more in depth, but like this, that's better. You know, stuff like that is good. And we're trying to pique people's interest with these. So including some things like questions, something that's going to make them wonder, you know, like here, grow lights, do they even work? Or, you know, nature provides. So we're giving a statement there right here. Nature provides is our statement. Now they're going to wonder, like, their eye got caught by seeing nature provides. And then they're going to go down and look at the title, transforming leaves into nutrient-rich garden soil. So transforming is like our action keyword. So it's giving the sense of something changing, some growth, something new and exciting, right? So using keywords like that also help. I'm trying to figure out if having emojis in the title helps click-through rate or not. You know, I haven't really found any correlation there, but really trying to do stuff like that will help out. Get rid of this green text, assuming you do that because you can't add a shadow, but change your text to white and add or some other lighter color, and then add a black shadow behind that. It'll really help that pop out without the squares in the background.
Yeah, I'm starting to try to change things up. You know what I mean? Starting out, I had, like you look at this different topics on there back in the day, but now I'm focusing on the worms and gardening
Yep.
because with YouTube, it takes you a while to find out what works for you. And I noticed, with my personality, I did that video on like the cola guard, and I got good views on it, because
Hmm.
sometimes I just feel like this is what I want to talk about, but YouTube doesn't like that, and that's what I don't like about YouTube. When it comes
Yep.
to your niching.
Yeah, that's totally true because the algorithm it basically builds a profile around us.
Mm-hmm.
And well, not us. It builds a profile around our viewers.
That's right.
So it knows the viewers it's trying to attract because we're just putting out content.
Yeah.
YouTube is just trying to get the viewers in the right place. That's all.
Right.
So if they're getting weird mixed signals like that, that's where you could definitely come into trouble with ultimately bringing the right viewer over. So that's not to say you can't expand and you can't grow into different things. I would say product reviews could be something that you could really start implementing, because if you do a couple of them, you're going to start getting emails from, Grub Terra. They just sent me an email a couple of weeks ago, and from different companies, they're going to reach out to you if they see that you're doing review videos, because they have computers that just go through, they scan the web, and they'll find people that are doing that, and ultimately it's going to bring the lead into their system. I don't know exactly how that works, but it has algorithms bringing leads in, and then they're ultimately going to reach out to you from there. And so just doing a couple of different review videos, even if it's on a $10 or $15 product, if you go out and buy something at your local store, or a new bin or whatever you want, start doing a couple of different videos on those. You're going to start getting some more review submissions to your email. So by doing that, it's a great way that you can keep up with some new exciting content on the channel. And who knows, that might expand into some bigger things too, as far as your business goes, and as far as actually being able to build that more too. YouTube is difficult. YouTube is hard, as we can tell, like just on this live stream, we've got no viewers right now, right? And so even though I've got 62,000 people who are subscribing, what happens with YouTube now, the way the algorithm works, is most of the time people aren't on their subscription feed. They're not on that subscription feed. If you look through the statistics of how people are actually watching these videos, how they get to it, it's almost all strictly based off of the recommendations.
That's right.
So it does make it difficult. So do whatever is fun to you. And it sounds like you have the most fun by expanding your worm collection and growing. So I think products are going to be a really simple integration that is going to allow you to build high view content, because if a product is out there, chances are there's going to be thousands of people buying it. And there might be more people than you would think trying to look up online if this is a good product or not. Even if it's only a couple of dollars, there's probably going to be more people than you would think. So start diving into that, start working on thumbnails and stuff. That will make a big difference in just the overall scheme of bringing you from that 3,000 mark up to 10,000 subscribers. I think you could probably double within a couple of years and get you to 6,000 and put you at 10,000 subscribers by, the mid to end of 2024 is something that's totally doable for you and your channel, as long as you keep on building on your passion and really spread out a little bit. Start working on the look. Keyword research is slowly becoming less and less relevant. So what I do in my tactic for keyword research is look at the video and think of what I'm going to type in to find that video. That's it. Just find whatever people are going to type in, do some phrases. Phrases are really big. So not single words. Singular words are going to get lost.
Okay.
But phrases are going to be something that's really, really good and really going to help out if you don't already implement them on the channel. The other thing is consistency. You know, you don't have to be doing multiple videos a week, but just try and keep with one video a week, one video every other week even. That's a nice, well-developed, 6 to 8 minute video on something is all it takes.
That's right.
YouTube Shorts. Do you do any of those?
I just started doing them, and what I'll have like songs in it too, because you don't get monetized for songs in it. But sometimes I like to throw that in there just to change it up. You know what I mean? I got to say something to you though about reaching out to sponsors and stuff.
Yeah.
I've written a few emails to people to try to connect with them, and sometimes you don't get replies back from them. So now I think the best thing for me, instead of writing emails, I'm going to talk to you, because emails get messed, phone calls don't get messed.
Absolutely. Yep. Totally agree. And it is difficult. Like, I've reached out to so many people, just trying to have them over on the channel, and you almost never hear anything back. And most of the time it's just because they don't see it. They're not there. They're not there to open up that email, or it gets buried in their email list. Right. I just went through my personal email the other day and I deleted 7,000 emails.
Wow.
That I went through. 7,000. It took me 3 hours to go through. I'd search every single. You could go through and sort by sender. So I'd sort through the sender, go through. I'm like, nope, don't need any of those. Don't need any of those. 7,000 emails later, and I think I freed up like 8 gigabytes of data on my email server just from that. And so I was like, gosh, man. So people are inundated with other emails, so you never know if it's going to get to them. So a phone call is number one thing to actually get into contact with somebody. If you can find a phone number to even leave a voicemail if they don't answer, that's going to be one of the best things that you can do there. We were just talking about shorts, and I found that shorts can either be a hit or a miss. I do think they're they're well worth your time because they can be quick and easy to make. Yeah. You can shoot on the spot. You can use your phone and just go like, hey, I'm doing this right now. My red wigglers I'm sitting at 68 degrees. They're slowing down, and this is what's happening. So this is how we stop that. You can just make a real quick, short video. It doesn't have to be extravagant. You don't have to include a ton of information in it. So that's why I don't like it, because I'm an educational guy. I want to be teaching people. So from your point of view as well, it can be kind of hard to put ourselves in that quick content mindset. It can be really difficult because I want to be teaching. I want to be talking for 45 minutes like we are now for an hour and a half. I want to be basically teaching classes and really connecting with people. That's why I'm trying to get my TikTok to 1,000 followers so I can live stream on TikTok. That's the only reason why I'm trying to do that. I hate TikTok. It's a horrible platform. Don't use TikTok.
Because for me, I noticed that. Sorry to interrupt, but people do stupid challenges on there. Sometimes they do, and that's what gets them about TikTok. I'm like, come on, man.
Because they see like, oh man, I got 13 million views on that video. I'm going to do that same thing over and over again. And they get stuck in this algorithm. Yeah. So, the algorithm can be tailored to you. If you watch the right stuff on TikTok, you can attract the right things on your algorithm, which is great. But what it's not great is the CCP Chinese. It's all government owned. We all know that. They're collecting and tracking your data, every little bit of data, your facial recognition. They've got your face. They've got your location. They're tracking where you're going, what kind of people you're around. They've got all of that. So by putting that information into TikTok, it's a really, really kind of sketchy place to be. I will tell you guys that if you're not aware, TikTok, stay away if you're somebody who enjoys your privacy, because as soon as you're on that thing, it's gone. I tell you what, if you got to look deeper into that, I encourage it, because it's kind of mind blowing how much information is taken from us when we upload to TikTok. But I just want to strictly use it for live streaming, because I want to share these things and share these stories with people and connect with them on that type of a basis. So for me personally, it's hard to say that I would love to put a lot of short videos out there. And I have been doing a lot more of them, because it's kind of fun to do it. It's kind of fun to do. And they do get a decent amount of views. Several of my shorts over the last month that I put out will just hit, 2,000 views or 1,500 views within a few days. So it's a great way to potentially, AJ, potentially reach a new subset of audience. Something that I've found really, really curious is we were youth leaders at our church. And so we were in a breakout session with the middle schoolers, and none of them at the time knew that I had a YouTube channel even, because I said, one of my goals for the year was to reach 100,000 subscribers. Awesome. And they're like, wait, subscribers on what? I was like, YouTube. They're like, you make YouTube videos on what? Of course, they're middle schoolers, so there's only so much passion they can have with gardening right now. Yeah. But when they went over to my channel to check it out, I found this to be very interesting. Every single one of them didn't go through my video feed. They instantly went to the shorts section.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of them went to shorts. So it was like, I was literally looking at them, five phones out, all of them right on the shorts. And so I asked him, is this how you consume content typically on YouTube? Is that what you like the most? And all of them said that's just about everything that they watch on YouTube. Wow. is through that, right?
Yeah, that's the younger generation that are into the short attention span videos.
Yep. So there is a need there to fill, especially when it comes to topics like this, because most of the creators that are making stuff like that, they are not going to be super, super educational. So, there is a void to fill. There is a niche to fill there. So use that to your advantage to maybe grab out, reach out and then ultimately over time, as they grow and mature and seek deeper relational value through you and your videos, that's when you ultimately convert them to a long-term viewer. That's going to turn into somebody who's likely to purchase and click on your links and help support you and what you really stand for too, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So don't be afraid. Yeah, start putting out some shorts and stuff too.
Okay. Go ahead.
AJ, I am wondering here, do you mind if we close this out in a second and then see if I can pop over to our other channel?
Okay.
If you've got we'll just do a quick 15-minute live stream, just something really quick over on that main channel.
Yeah, that's fine.
To get that live experience and maybe answer some questions and stuff. I don't know how much time you have. You got enough time?
You're fine.
All right, cool. So everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to clip this together. I'm going to put this on our YouTube channel for later, so we've got that to view. AJ's Green Topics. We're going to go over and do our real live stream on my actual channel, not my Expedition Homestead family channel. Eventually, we're going to do some vlogs and stuff like that. It'll be on this channel. See, again, AJ and everybody else watching, it's all about stop trading your time for money and start building these systems that are going to earn for you. So, AJ, thank you so much for your time. Let's go over to that main channel now. We'll see you over there. Thanks, everybody.